Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us here this week. We'll have a little shorter session, a little shorter week, a little less data, but nonetheless, we have the Fed minutes that came out today. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and a little slower week, obviously, in general with the holiday coming up. My name is Brandon Steele, financial advisor with Mainsail Financial Group here in Bellevue. And our goal every week is to bring to you market news, data, trends that we're watching, and hopefully weed out a bit of the noise along the way. So this is a special Thanksgiving edition, and I hope everybody is able to relax, enjoy some good food, and just kind of spend some time with friends and family here coming up this weekend. But before we get into relaxation mode, we wanted to make sure to catch you up on what's going on here on this kind of shorter weekend trading. So the first thing I want to touch on is the Fed minutes that came out. So Fed minutes came out today, and basically what they are suggesting, which shouldn't be much of a surprise, but seems to be, is that the Fed has suggested kind of a slower rate hike. So they've been talking about this nonstop. This should not be news in any way, shape, or form. But the Fed likely is going to reduce the hike of rates, not reduce the rate, but the rate of the hike at the next meeting. So that the minutes kind of suggested and backed that up as well. I think all the Fed members have been pretty clear on that in the last couple of weeks as they have kind of addressed some of the speculation that maybe the Fed has done. They've basically suggested time and time again, we're nowhere near done, but very likely that, that they continue to raise rates just at a slightly slower pace. And that's exactly what the minutes had laid out as well. However, the minutes also suggested that the overall rate may be much higher. So we'll have to see where this goes. There's a lot of talks around, 5 to 6%, somewhere in that range before the Fed starts to actually back off. And what I thought was interesting in the minutes is that it's not so much the pace of the rate hikes. I think that's been very clear. They've been very clear, and it's been kind of addressed over the course of the year that that's kind of the plan. But the fact that maybe the end goal here, the rate where they start slowing down, might be much higher than a lot of us maybe expected going into this. So it may mean that these rate hikes continue for longer than a lot of folks expected at a lower clip. But to get to where they're talking, it may continue longer than maybe early next year. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, if data changes, we may likely see the tone change as well, but that's what came out in the minutes here today. Remember, these minutes come from the meeting about a month ago now, 2-3 weeks ago. So there's a lot that changes between then. So we'll have to see what comes in December, but this gives us a little more of a deep glimpse into what's going on there. We also had initial jobless claims come out today, higher than expected. For those who are following, you probably know this, but a lot of the layoffs seem to be coming from the tech space. So it seems to be very, well, I guess I shouldn't say niche, because the tech giants are a large employer. But generally speaking, it seems like the tech industry is where a lot of these layoffs have been coming from. Not to say it's just tech industry, but really that's been the primary driver of a lot of these layoffs. And we're starting to possibly see it in the initial jobless claims numbers here too. But the labor market's going to be really important to watch in the time to come. Coming up next week, we've got a lot. We've got consumer confidence. We've got the jobs week kicking off. We've got Fed Chair Powell speaking, and we also have some inflation data. So definitely tune in. We'll be back to our normal Thursday at 3 p.m. time next week, which actually jumps into December already somehow. But definitely tune in next week. We're going to have a lot to cover there next Thursday. In the meantime, our question of the week is a light one. The question is, what is my favorite pie? We're actually doing a pie pickup here for the holiday. So I will share my favorite pie is pumpkin. Although I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest pie fan or sweets fan really in general. But either way, I'm looking forward to enjoying some pumpkin pie here for the Thanksgiving holiday. And I hope that all you are able to enjoy your favorite pie as well and enjoy some time with family. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday. As a heads up, markets are closed tomorrow, closed on Thursday. They are open for a half day on Friday. So markets close at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, and then back to normal business coming up on Monday there after the holiday weekend. So enjoy some time with friends and family. We will see you next Thursday at 3.